Today, let's walk through the steps of how to sew your own cloud pillow. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sew a cloud pillow. Now this has an Etsy pattern with two different sizes, the small and the large. Now for the large pillow, if when you buy this from Etsy, you will see it comes with 4 different pattern pieces that you need to combine together. Now each pattern piece has these little black rectangles that have numbers on them, so you want to match the numbers up, so like 1 would be matching with 1, then there'll be 2, 3, and 4. And then what this is going to be doing is building a large cloud. So I'm just going to kind of lay all of these out for you to see. But basically what is happening is that you're going to have all of these that sort of combine together to give you one large cloud shaped pattern piece. So if you're making the large one, this is just lightly how it would look. As with any of my patterns, be sure to check that like 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter gauge before really printing out all of the pieces. Now for each of these pieces, you're going to cut them out and then you would tape them together. So this is what it would look like once you have it all printed out and taped up. The cat did decide to walk directly through here, but as you can see, you have a really nice cloud shape. Now when you get this yourself, it will have some notches at the bottom, but this is the general layout. Now if you did the smaller cloud, you'll see there's just one pattern piece for that smaller cloud. I am going to be using the smaller cloud pattern for the majority of this tutorial. The small cloud or the big cloud follow the exact same steps. It's just truly based on the size. So I'm just going to go through, cut this out like I said that we would do for the large cloud pattern pieces as well. And then once I have it cut out, I can start to lay out my fabric. Now for the fabric for this, I ended up going with like a white microfiber so that it kind of felt more like a cloud and it was soft and squishy. You could definitely use cotton, you could use fleece, really anything that is soft that would work. If you're a beginner, I would highly recommend sticking with probably more of a woven fabric, but I did really like how this microfiber looked. Now, if you are doing something like this microfiber, it can be really hard to do 2 layers at one time because of how thick it is. So for my fabric, I am cutting these out one at a time, but basically you're just going to be cutting this out so that you have 2 pieces of that cloud. So one for the front and one for the back. Now for each one that you cut out, be sure to transfer the notches at the bottom and also pay attention to those curves, being sure to really cut the fabric out around the curves. I found it much easier to use scissors for this just because of how those are. So now for little notches, I'm just going to be cutting out little triangles so that I know where they're being marked. The big cloud has these as well, so small or big, it doesn't matter. You just want to be sure you're transferring those over. Now that I have this done, I'm going to repeat that for the second piece. So as you can see, I have 2 pieces of fabric cut out. And now we can actually begin sewing this. Now with right sides together, we are going to be matching these up and pinning or clipping all the way around the cloud. Now for microfiber, it can be a little hard to determine the right or the wrong side of your fabric. Whichever texture you prefer as the right side, just be sure that's matching on either one. If you're doing cotton though, it's going to be the brighter fabric is going to be the right side. Now where those notches are, I'm putting double pins or double clips because that's going to be my start and my stop. So between those 2 notches, I want to leave a gap, and this is going to allow me to turn this right side out. So now I'm going to go over to my sewing machine. For this pattern, I'm doing around like a 1/2 inch seam allowance, just because this fabric is a little thicker and I do want to be able to trim some of that seam allowance up as I'm continuing on. I'm being sure to pivot at sort of the corner areas and then just taking my time sewing on a curve as I sew up the entire cloud. Now I have a video on sewing on a curve if you want a little more information, but basically you want to just take your time, guide your fabric carefully. You can see I'm using my left hand to kind of pivot the fabric or move it around. And this gives you a really clean seam as you are doing those curved lines. Now as I get to the end to that other notch, I'm just going to backstitch, and then my cloud sewing for the main portion is actually complete. So this is super simple. Now I'm going to go through and clean up some of the seam allowance. So I'm cutting little notches into the seam allowance at the curves. When we turn this right side out, we're going to have like extra fabric because it's going to bunch up from how those curves are done. So we just want to give it a little bit of room. In addition, I'm kind of clipping where the curve changes so that the fabric can also be a little bit looser there. As you can see, for all of this, I am not cutting into the seam at all. I'm just cutting as close to that seam as I can get, just giving that fabric a little bit more space to breathe. So as I go through and do this, I'm just being sure that all of those curves are nicely clipped. If there's any extra fabric at the corners, I trim that off as well. And then I'm going to turn this right side out. As you can see, this fabric was very messy for me to work with. So if you're using something like this and you want to have some sort of like extra base down just to prevent it from getting too messy, that's an option for you as well. So once I have it all nice and turned right side out, this is what the cloud will look like. Again, if you're doing the big cloud, it's going to look very similar, just on a much larger scale. So now it is time for us to stuff this. So I am using polyfill. This is the 20-ounce bag. The 20-ounce bag is going to be plenty for the small cloud, and then the 20-ounce bag by itself would also work for the large cloud. If you're doing the small cloud only, you're just going to have a lot of leftover. So while I stuff this, I try to kind of pull apart the stuffing before I put it in. This way it just kind of fluffs it up a little bit. And then once you kind of go in, I start with both of the side edges and then kind of work my way to the center. This helps it also not have any of those, like, sometimes it'll look like it has like clumps of stuffing in it. So if you do fluff it up beforehand, that can help reduce some of those clumps. Now again, if you're doing the large cloud, this will just take a little bit longer because there is more to stuff. And then as you start to get near the end, be sure you're paying attention to that gap that we have. You want to be sure that you can still kind of pinch this comfortably. So if it feels like there's a lot of empty space, maybe add a little bit more stuffing, but if it feels pretty comfortable, then we're going to pause, and that's how we're going to now hand sew this up. Basically, you don't want to overstuff your cloud and then it'd be too hard to hand sew. So I have a needle and thread, and the thread is around 25 inches or so long, and we're just going to start the process. So I have knotted the end of my thread for this, and then I'm going to bring this through my fabric on one side, and then I'm going to knot this again by having my needle go through that thread. And then I am just going to start with one side of the fabric, put my needle through, and then guide the needle through the other side of the fabric to close this up. Now, as you can see, my fabric is folded on either side so that you don't see any of the raw edges of the material. And then I'm just continuing this process of going back and forth. This is kind of like an invisible stitch, and I'll be sure to link a video that kind of goes through an invisible stitch slower, just in case you want to see what that looks like. As you go through, if you start to determine that anything needs a little bit more stuffing, this is a great time to just add a little bit more before you fully close up your pillow. And then I'm just going to knot this one more time at the end, being sure it's nice and secure, and then I'll just pull the thread through, cut it off, and my cloud is now complete. So here is what my cloud looks like. Obviously, you can kind of refluff and adjust as necessary. When you're sewing and doing that hand sewing, sometimes some of the stuffing can get a little bit removed, so just kind of play around with it as you would like. I think these look so cute. This can definitely be really fun if you could make multiple of them. So this small one can be fun at your desk. The large one can be fun for like bedroom decoration. I think these can also be a fun gift for like dorm rooms or just for kids' rooms in general. And remember, there's a whole Etsy pattern available with the link down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next.